Hi. I am Mark, from myassignmenthelp.com. I get hundreds of mails from students asking help with their research projects and proposals every day. How to write a proper research proposal has been the one area where students falter, leading to many research proposals getting rejected. So, in this video, I am explaining step by step how to go about framing a research proposal. So to start with the question, what is a research proposal? A research proposal is a concise summary of your research. It is generally written to let the grant committee or the funding agency or your assessment committee to know the viability of your research paper and whether it is worth funding or not. It deals with the central issues and questions that your research intends to address. The research proposal lets your teacher or assessment committee know the depths in your research, the methods you took to execute the research, the usefulness of addressing the research problem, the validity of the research solution you propose, the literature and conceptual framework of your research, how your research builds upon existing knowledge, and so on. A research proposal generally consists of 2,500 to 3,000 words, approximately 4 to 7 pages. Within these 4 to 7 pages, you have to summarize all about the research you are undertaking so that the grant committee finds it appealing, relevant, a quality research work, building upon pre-existing knowledge and providing a novel dimension to studies on the research topic. As we have a clear understanding about research proposal, let's address the big question: how to write a research proposal. Now, it's not easy as it seems to draft an approval-worthy research proposal, unless and until you know, in depth, how to write a research proposal, with all the conventions in place. First of all, you need to select a title. Selecting the title. Your title should give a clear indication of the central research question. It should be meaningful and shouldn't be too long or too short. Too long title. Evolutionary tree diagrams, showing the branching relationships between species, can't estimate the rates at which new species arise, and existing ones become extinct. Wrong, explains more than what is needed to give idea of the research. Too short title. Evolutionary tree diagrams are not correct. Wrong, doesn't give full idea of the research. Appropriate title. Evolutionary tree diagrams can't reveal speciation and extinction rates. Gives apt idea of the research while maintaining the length of words. So, while drafting the title, you need to think a bit intelligent so that the entire research question gets addressed and still the length of title is moderate. Introduction. The introduction section contains the background of your research, the key issues in your proposed research, a brief overview of why you chose the research problem, what the research problem is. It also mentions the means and measures you took to address it. It is also important to mention how it will be fruitful in the industry process or how it will add value to scientific studies in the field. A sample introduction to the research titled The Influence of Light Intensity and pH on Regeneration of African Violet, St. Paulia ionantha. This introduction addresses what is the problem, provides background to the problem and why the problem is important. So it can be considered a good introduction. The problem statement. A research problem is an area of concern where there is lack of knowledge or gap in the previous scientific studies or where there are certain unresolved issues. The problem statement is the statement which addresses this gap or states the issue. To draft a good problem statement, you need to identify the research problem and explain it. Explain the issue in the research topic, propose the study or solution to the problem. Sample problem statement. The importance of developing a constraint-free and reliable work plan has long been recognized by the industry. However, numerous construction projects are still plagued by delays and cost overruns, which can frequently be traced to ineffective identification and treatment of constraints. First, when a constraint is not properly identified during scheduling, subsequent conflicts in the field are inevitable. Today's projects are becoming more and more technically complex and logistically challenging, which exposes construction operations to even more complex constraints. Second, the traditional scheduling methods, bar charts and critical path method, CPM, which are widely used as a basis for constraint analysis, greatly limit our capability in modeling and resolving constraints. These methods have long been blamed for their limitations in modeling and communicating constraints, including inability to cope with non-time-related precedence constraints and difficulty to evaluate and communicate interdependencies at the field operation level. For example, Sriprazerd and Dawood 2002, Chua and Shen 2001. In summary, There is a need for a better understanding of constraints in construction and a structured approach in identifying and modeling constraints to ensure a constraint-free work plan. More specifically, the following research questions has been addressed through my research. What are the typical constraints found in various construction projects? How to classify these constraints for easier identification and modeling? What are the current industry practice as well as research advancements in modeling and resolving constraints? How to unify the constraint classification knowledge and various constraint modeling efforts into a framework for total constraint management. Objective. Objective lists the goals of study or what you aim to attain through the proposed research and what are the advantages if the problem is addressed. The objective should be closely related to the problem statement. For example, if the problem statement is low use of female welfare programs, the objective may be to find out the causes or reasons for low utilization of these programs. Preliminary literature review. The preliminary literature review provides a summary of all the literature related to the topic and field you have gone through. It is generally a summary of previous research papers in the concerned field of study or topic that you have gone through in creating your own research paper. Here, you need to state that you have thoroughly gone through pre-existent research works on the topic and your work is unique or completely different from the pre-existent findings and research. The insights into the research work on different areas of the topic that has been done by other researchers on the topic, providing proper reference to the sources. What are the gaps in the previous research work that you have referred to, and how your work will address those gaps or add to the existing research on the topic. Research methodology. The research methodology section generally elaborates on how the research problem was solved, the actions you took to investigate the problem, the specific experimental framework and research design which you chose to perform the research. The research methods you undertook, the sampling, survey questionnaires and other research methods you adopted. The tools or methods used in the research. It deals with how the data for investigating the research problem was collected and how it was analyzed, under what control conditions. The methodology section should clearly articulate why you chose the specific procedures or techniques and why they were the best fit while investigating the problem. Referencing. You need to acknowledge all the research works and studies that paved the way for your own research, otherwise you may be charged with academic dishonesty. Any facts, concepts, theories, quotes, excerpts, arguments and evidences of authors that you have used in your paper must be referenced according to the referencing style suggested by the Research Assessment Committee. Following the above set of methods will surely help you ace any research proposal. In case you still have doubts about how to go about writing a research proposal, type in myassignmenthelp.com in the Google search box, fill up the order form, and hire a research expert to guide you out.